Hey YouTube, this is Gambit896 on my next review for you guys. Today we'll be looking at The Goon Volume 3, Heaps of Ruination. Again, as with the previous volumes in this series, published by Dark Horse Comics. This particular volume reprints issues 5 through 8. And again, we're following The Goon and his sidekick and best buddy Franky. We also have there's a few quite surprising appearances in this volume. Sorry, I couldn't find the right word there. Again, we have a great cover from Eric Powell, and again we come back to the buzzard, and the zombie priest who's still torturing him, which, you know, is gonna come back to get him in the end, I hope. We also have a giant zombie monkey in this volume, which is pretty cool. And again we have the prophesying seal also makes an appearance again, and Franky still doesn't like him very much, as you can probably tell. We also see the Mud Brothers again from the previous volume, which was volume 2, My Murderous Childhood. If you guys haven't watched their review yet, they're now working for the Goon after an event from the previous issue. We also have Buzzard basically vowing that he will kill the zombie priest one day, no matter how long it takes him, because he's basically immortal as long as he keeps doing what he needs to do. I won't really go into that. What else do we got here? We've also got I actually didn't notice this until I actually just opened the book. We also have a play on the Little Red Riding Hood nursery rhyme, and we also have the big bad wolf in a pink dress, which I think is pretty funny. What else do we have in this volume? We also have basically we have a rescue attempt of the Goon and Franky and Merle the werewolf trying to rescue Buzzard from the zombie priest. And as you can see there and there, Merle is trying to just keep the zombies at bay while the Goon and Franky try to free Buzzard from the zombie priest. They also have assistance from Dr. Harmonious Alloy, who's once again come back to his senses. So yeah, we also have again we have an epic showdown between a zombified monkey and Dr. Harmonious's Submariner robot that we saw in the previous volume, which is pretty cool. But unfortunately, the robot gets blown to smithereens, as you can probably tell from this panel. We also have basically that as long as Buzzard keeps doing what he needs to do, he just won't die. He just cannot die. Something happened to him in the first volume, which we find out in his origin story, where he can't die. So you do feel quite sorry for him for that, because he's been sort of consumed by vengeance for pretty much most of his life. And we also have a giant Spanish-speaking lizard called Ilagato Hombre, I think that's how you pronounce it. If I'm wrong, or if I mispronounced it, I do apologise. We also have some bizarre space creatures now attacking Lonely Street, as well as zombies and everything else that's going on in the Goons universe. We also have, again, like I said, we have the Spanish-speaking lizard attacking Lonely Street and going up against the Goon. And the Goon's a little bit outmatched in this particular fight scene, but thanks to some assistance from Dr. Harmonious Alloy, he gets turned into a massive gorilla, which makes him more than a match for Il Gato Hombre. And again, there's, let me see if I can find an example. Actually, I'll show you a few pages. I just won't focus in on them too much. I just want you to see the artwork. You have pretty much an epic showdown between Il Gato Hombre and the Goon, who's been sort of well, transformed into a big ape. Is there and there. So yeah, there's an epic showdown in this fight scene. We also have, well, let's just say that the good Dr. Harmonious Alloy won't let a specimen go to waste, and I'll leave that particular story for you guys to figure out. But also in this story, we also have, and I'll show you this, we have Hellboy making a guest appearance in this volume, with Mike Mignola actually co-writing the Hellboy story along with Eric Powell, also doing the illustrations. As you saw from that cover just then, it's been sort of made into a more Hellboyish kind of look. And there we have the Goon and Franky actually meeting Hellboy. Basically, Hellboy doesn't know where he is, and Franky actually calls Hellboy Rosie simply because he's obviously bright red. We also have Hellboy himself is also quite funny in some instances. He kind of tells a joke or kind of tells of one of his adventures, and Franky, being the sort of person that he is, offers Hellboy a pork chop at the end of the story, which is quite unusual and quite funny in its own instance. We also have a smackdown between Hellboy and the Goon later on, where, yeah, because of his, I'm not sure what his one hand is called, but yeah, basically Hellboy can throw one hell of a punch that even the Goon can understand. We also have again Goon, Franky and Hellboy teaming up against the zombie priest and his monsters. We also have a I think it's a French speaking giant octopus or a squid, I think, as one of the zombie priest's monsters, which is pretty cool. And again in this volume we have the introduction of the vampires into the Goon universe, and it's also a tale of one particular sort of vampire sort of princess or goddess, I think. Basically one of the first vampires. Again, Eric Powell showing off that he doesn't need colours and inks to tell a story. He just can sketch it out in black and white. We also get the vampire princess's origin as well, how she came to be. and basically she's going about and just terrorizing the entire town, and she finds a kindred spirit in the Goon towards the end, because she gazes into his soul and she sees what's happened to him in the end. And yeah, again, it's another great volume. You also have another great variant cover from Eric Powell. Again, personally, I think this series is just getting better and better. I mean, here's another one with just bear with me and I'll just find it. There's another one with Buzzard on his own. So yeah, I mean, overall I think this series is getting better and better. If you picked up the first 2 volumes, pick up this one. If you're a Hellboy fan, pick this up, because Hellboy obviously appears in this event as a crossover. So if nothing else, you'll get your Hellboy fix, and the Goon fans will get their Goon fix as well as Hellboy making an appearance. So yeah, if you've liked this review, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll also be doing the next volume, which will be volume 4 for you guys. So this has been Gambit896 signing off. Take care, guys.